I've been told over the past many months, nobody cares about Portchester. But that's wrong. There are many loyal fans and people who love this area. And also some great hard-working people here at AFC Portchester who make the club what it is and go unnoticed. This is AFC Portchester. Who cares about them? What is it that perhaps sets the volunteers apart at this club to any other club that you've worked at or been to?
I think their loyalty, they just, you know, you can see around the ground a lot of the work that is done and the standard of the facilities. Name's Graham Moyer, main role is vice chairman, but I'm also kit man, head of sort of match day media. I think that's it, minibus driver, cleaner. That comes up. It all started 2007. So my partner at the time suggested that to make new friends, I get involved with the local football club. So I was editor of the Peterswood Post newspaper. The men's football club there was struggling. They had very few volunteers, and the youth section came in to take it over to try and merge the two clubs together. And because I was editor of the local newspaper, they felt that getting somebody like that involved would help with the publicity of the club, expertise that I could bring into it. So I got involved with that, and then so where are we now? Nearly 20 odd years later, 19 years. That's basically any non-league football club, especially, you start doing one thing and then another role will happen, and then something else you'll pick up and do, and you pick up something else and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where it all started.
Basically, no, we're here 24/7. My name's Amy, and I am General Dog's Body, actually. I've moved behind the bars, and doing everything then and anything. So if anyone wants anything, come to me.
Got it.
And I'll make sure it gets done. Yes. And then every week that'll come down. It was like, oh, can you help out? Oh, can you help out? That for punishment.
Amy isn't the only family member that works at the club.
My name's Debbie, and I just do the tea bar and the burger van.
And how long have you been here?
Probably about 10 years, maybe.
So how did you get started at the club?
At this club, Amy is my niece, and she needed some help, and I offered.
So you offered? Oh, lovely.
And now I'm permanent.
And this club, it's got so many unique people here that work here. Would you say is that what makes it different to any other club? The people that work here. I think
what this club is more of it's more for the community. It's more social.
What's it about Portchester that connects with you?
Mainly with me, it's the kids' football. I just love doing it with the kids. So
this club, it's got so many unique people here that work here. Would you say is that what makes it different to any other club? The people that work here. I think
what this club is more of it's more for the community. It's more social, down to earth, down to grassroots.
There's a lot of people at this club. It seems to feel very family orientated. There's a lot of families working here. Would you say that's a part of the club's DNA?
Absolutely. We are a family-based club. We welcome everyone, and you come here every weekend, and there's the footfall is just families coming through that gate, and home games you can see the kids coming along with their parents with the Porchy shirts, scarves, hats. It's a real community feel. This is coming up to my 31st year. I got involved when my two boys were sort of 4 and 5 years old, coaching the kids, took them right through to both under-18s teams, and then moved over to the senior section.
When he's not being shown on a match day, Paul Kelly is always at the ground, doing whatever job is available.
Captain Household downpipe. Cutting a groove in it so we can stretch that round the snake of the Pepsi Cola lines, and that will help insulate it and stop any vermin cutting away at the tubing. Yesterday I was repairing the Pepsi Cola lines because that froze over the last weekend, and had to insulate the pipes, etc. I was putting up Christmas decorations yesterday afternoon. Anything and everything, basically, from a lick of paint here and there to building a bar or kitchen area. Lovely. Well, every day's different. As you can see, we've just been doing an emergency repair on the Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola tubing. But last week I turned up, there was a slight leak in the roof, so we had to get a tarpaulin, cover that all over, and do an emergency roof repair once it dried out a little bit. Every day's different. Basically, I can't go past a skip without taking stuff out, and it's all reused down the club here. Second-hand stuff, saves the club a lot of money. And this came off a little job I was doing a few months ago, replacing some downpipes. So I had all the offcuts down here, and now we've just done an emergency repair, and it's cost the club nothing.
How important is this club, would you say, to you and then to sort of all your volunteers that you have here?
Well, to me personally, it's fantastic. I mean, I live and breathe the club. You cut me open, I'll be orange inside. You know, I just fell in love with the club when my kids were playing football, and the size of the club has got to these days. I'm very proud to be part of that club.
You've got so many incredible volunteers. What makes them unique to any of the football clubs in the world? Is it the work they do on non-match days as well as match days?
You come down here Monday morning, 8 o'clock, I've got half a dozen people here, you know, from sweeping up the leaves at this time of year to painting an outside wall or repairing a bit of guttering for me. The list goes on, you know. I couldn't do without them. You know, it is like a full-time job here, but, you know, basically it was built by volunteers.
These people will come in and they will just give up their time, use their tools, their own money. It's quite an amazing thing, really, because all logic in your head, I think with everyone, all of us who are involved in football, a lot of the time you'll be sat there going, why am I doing this for? Or why am I doing this for nothing? But a lot of these people, it can be helps with their mental health, the physical well-being as well, by just being out and, you know, cleaning something or making something. And I think it's what the unique skills that a lot of volunteers bring, because we've all got different professions in our working lives, and that sort of, it all just comes together. And when you get a good team of people like we've got here in the unity, then you're all working in one direction rather than lots of different people. Where I've been at different places where you get lots of people doing different things, and it all sparks off against each other, and then you end up never getting anything done. So I think it's just the loyalty here and the togetherness is the two real qualities. What do you do outside of the club on a weekly basis? Well, lots of other bits and pieces really. I used to be in local newspapers and up until COVID, and then obviously the industry, that took a real big blow, so a lot of us were made redundant. So since then I've been working in the security industry. Up until Christmas I was doing night guarding at Fratton Park, so, you know, one of the top grounds in the country, being at championship level, walking around the ground at night, making sure everything was secure, working at a marina, letting boats through a lock. God blimey, working at places like Goodwood and stewarding at football matches. A lot of it is really just trying to make a living and trying to get the same kind of money in that you used to get when you were working full-time kind of thing. So a bit of everything really, and using skills like I've got here with doing meetings and that. So I work for, I'm clerk to the governors at a Catholic school in Portsmouth as well, and that just came from volunteering here and doing minutes of meetings and agendas, and taking those skills and applying them to, you know, a school where they have to have governor meetings and proper records of what happened. So actually taking something I did here on a voluntary basis has actually gone back and is now earning me money elsewhere. So
I've been told all the uni mates whatever, nobody cares about Portchester. What would you say to them?
Do you know what, actually, is sometimes you have to agree with people like that. It does become quite a bubble, and actually when you look at it, with all the stuff we do and all the efforts, sometimes you do sit there and think, this only matters to a couple of thousand people maybe, you know, not on the scale of other things like that. But like we were saying a minute ago, it's sort of like, it is to some people now, it is really important thing, because to those outside the club, that probably applies, you know, who cares kind of thing, but to those in there, it means everything.
Basically, we originated from a local pub.
they get bitten by the bug. They can see the passion, they can see what it means to people.
Everybody in Portchester's got something to do with the club in one shape or form.